Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 99, the massive marketing mistake you're making.
Yeah. First off, before we get into it though, Joe, 99 episodes. How exciting is that?
So exciting. 99. We're almost at 100. So that means that we have been doing this for almost 2 years.
And that has gone so far. Well, it's gone fast for me. Is it gone as fast for you?
Yes, it has. I actually dread going back and listening to number 1 and seeing what that was like. I bet it was super awkward. So if anyone's listening and you've just gone through all of them, let us know. Has it gotten better? We really hope it has.
Yes, which actually kind of ties in nicely to this week's episode. How Joe's just asked for feedback. That's kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit in this week's episode. Look, the massive marketing mistake you're making is not knowing which marketing strategies are actually working for you and which ones aren't.
We are sure that there are as many of you who are doing all of the things. You find out all the different marketing strategies. You're putting your time and effort into everywhere. And you're probably wasting quite a bit of time.
Which is really soul destroying, given you think that, for a lot of virtual assistants, we're time poor ourselves. Our clients are time poor, but we are time poor often when it comes to that on the business work. So often it gets put down to the bottom of the list anyway. So it's kind of like when we're working on it, it's kind of like, I could be earning money doing something else right now. So how do you know when something is working for you? How do you know if that time and that effort and that energy that you're putting into, whether it's social media or your website or your email list, how do you know? How do you know whether that time and effort is actually getting you the rewards that you need?
Yeah, and so often this happens, right, in business. You do all the marketing activity and then you're like, tick, 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 I've done it. Like, awesome, now I'm going to get back to my client work. But this crucial step is so often missed. And I have to admit too, that there are some gaps over in my VA business that we could definitely be doing better. And I'm sure every single person listening right now is like, yep, there are things that I'm doing and I don't know if they are working at all.
See, I'm pretty good at this. There's lots of things that I fall down on, but I've always been really aware of this side of my business. So I've always kept on track of how many website visitors I'm getting, how did that particular post go engagement wise, because I'm always quite aware of my time. I'm very protective of my time, and that goes back to my why. I only want to be working if it's worth my time. Otherwise, I'd rather be giving that time to my family.
For sure. So let's go through some of the kind of things that you need to be looking at, checking, and how you figure out whether this marketing activity that you're doing is actually working.
Yeah. Should we start off with websites? Your analytics. When was the last time you have gone behind the scenes on your website to see what your visitor numbers are like, which pages that they're staying on, when they're hopping off super, super quickly, where are they coming from? Like, that's really, really important. If you are on a few different directories, normally this is something that you're paying to be on, these directories, which ones are actually converting for you? Which ones are you getting the clicks from?
And if you are getting lots of clicks but no calls, then right, what is the issue here? I need to convert people on my website more. So where are my gaps? What do I need to change? Or if you're not getting clicks through from the directory, right, my directory listing now needs to be looked at, because I can see the traffic of the directory. The directory shows me how many website visitors they get. no one's clicking on my profile and coming through to my website. Right, I need to have a look at this, edit it, change it. It's not hitting the mark. It doesn't have good messaging. My photo needs to be updated. Like, what do I need to change?
Or maybe you're not getting any visitors. So all that time and energy that you've put into your website, and those, maybe you're blogging on a regular basis as well, and the blog posts are going on your website, if no one's seeing it. So are you sharing your website links with people? Are you on a directory that's working, that's converting for you? Is it time to put some time and energy into your SEO so you improve your own rankings yourself?
All great tips for websites. If you have one, go and check those analytics. So
monthly, you should be doing it on a regular basis. On a monthly basis, you need to be in there. It doesn't take long. Most of the website platforms have some type of free built-in basic analytics of their own. But Google Analytics, that's free. Connect your site to Google Analytics, and that will give you a whole range of information, some of which may just go over your head, and I know it does for me, but it's really easy to find the bits that matter.
Right, let's have a chat about emails. So you might be doing email marketing, you've got a list and you're sending out regular emails. It takes quite a lot of time and effort and thought and strategy to create those emails. Have you actually looked at what your open rate is? Do you actually know whether people are calling you because they've read your email newsletter?
Which links, which call to actions are they responding best to? If they're consistently ignoring a particular call to action link that you've got on your email or newsletter, maybe it's time to switch that up. Or if your open rate is extraordinarily low, then potentially the subject headings, they're really powerful, the words that you use there. I know if I scroll through, I get, my inbox is crazy. Like, and I know I'm not the only one. Yours would be too, Jo. It takes a lot for me to open those kind of the emails that I know are regular newsletters and updates and stuff like that. So the heading really has to grab my attention.
I heard a stat where maybe like a copywriter or something like that had said that 50% of your time should be on actually writing the email or the blog post or like the content. And then the other 50% of the time, so if it takes you like an hour to write the newsletter, it needs to have the same amount of time and thought into coming up with the subject line.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's we do the same. It's crazy, but it makes sense because we do the same with these episodes that we record. Often, you know, the shorter ones, they're only 5 minutes long. It may take us 10, 15 minutes to figure out what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Because you want people to click on it.
That's the thing that needs to catch the attention, right? It's the most important part.
Yes. Yeah. Which ones? Which ones are people, what are they interested in reading? Which themes, which subjects are you sharing with them that are one that people are responding best to?
Make sure you go and check it out. If you have an email newsletter that you have going out, go and check it. Go and monitor those things. And like Sam says, the websites do that monthly. Do it the same with your emails. Every time you send an email, after the email has gone out and it's been a few days, go and check, have a look at the analytics, see how well that email went. What do you need to tweak, change for next time? Or should you even be doing the emails at all?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, if this is something that's taking a while each month, I'm assuming that most people do them monthly, some people do them weekly. However often you do them, it's taking a lot of time and energy and effort on your part. If after you go away and you've checked out the open rates and you've tweaked some stuff and it's still not gaining any results for you, that's a relevant thing. Is this a marketing strategy that's good for my business?
Or you either stop doing it or you get better at it, right? With all of these things.
Everything. It's the same with everything, right? Not just emails.
But you can't just send one email and then think, no, this is not working, and stop. Long-term strategy with these things.
Yeah. So there's another kind of missed opportunity that we see, and this is a different a way of gathering that information and tracking to see what's working and what's not, is just asking those leads that you're talking to in the sales call, hey, how did you find out about me?
I would say this is the biggest takeaway from this whole episode. So let's make sure that you are really hearing this. You have to ask every single lead that comes into your business how they found out about you, because that is going to directly tell you which things are working and what things are not. And then you've got that decision point. Do you stop doing those things that aren't working, or do you get better at them?
Yeah. It's so simple. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take a lot of time. You are literally just asking them one very simple question. Hey, how did you hear about me? Now, this is not an unusual question for someone to be asked in the business world anyway. This is a very, very common question. People aren't going to feel embarrassed to answer you. They get asked it all the time. This is a question. I mean, how often are you on somebody else's website and you get a little, or if you're filling out a contact form on their website, where did you hear about us?
Yeah.
It's very common. This is a common business practice.
That's a really great place to find that information. So if you do have a website and you've got a contact form, make sure that you add in a drop down about how did you hear about us. But a couple of other kind of places that you can ask this. It needs to be somewhere in your sales process, whether it's on that contact form or whether it's you actually just asking someone when they inquire with you. It's like kind of one of the very, very early on things to ask. Oh, out of interest, like, where did you hear about us? And then it also gives you some background as to like where the conversation needs to go because of where they've come from. So it's really great information right up front in your sales call.
Yes, because if they've done a Google search and they've found your website and they've come through there, then it's pretty safe to say that they've seen your services. If you've got your packages and your prices on there, they're aware of how much you cost. So that's one potentially awkward conversation that isn't so awkward anymore because they already know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So wherever you put it in your sales process, make sure that you are asking, because this is the most key information that can help you figure out how to not waste time. We do not want you wasting your time.
No, we don't. And you might actually be surprised at the results. You might think that the majority of your calls are word of mouth, or you think, oh, well, I have been really active on social media this week. It must be that. And when in actual fact, it's something entirely different. You just never know. You just never know.
Until you actually look and ask, right? You never know until you look and ask. So are you making this massive marketing mistake? Are you checking where your leads are coming from and what marketing activity is actually working so you can stop wasting time and put time and effort into those things that are going to get you new clients?
Because hope isn't a strategy.
It definitely is not. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training, and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.